But yeah, what are we doing? Well, I mean, well, what happened in the last like few minutes actually, was like we learned a lot. Actually, we learned that Mithros was like a witch all along, so he was a witch. Outcaster had like a, plot to take over the government and everything, or well, I say government. It's not really. Is it government? I mean, sort of. Take over the throne anyway. And I guess, Sir Mithros, he's like a yandere, I mean, do we have like a Mithros route? I don't know. I feel like if there was a Mithros route, a Sir Mithros route, it wouldn't end well. It would end up with him stabbing us in the face. I don't know. He's totally a yandere. Or at least, I don't know. Like not very mentally stable. I feel like, I don't know. But you tell us about Little Mermaid. We already kind of knew this, but yeah, if he doesn't, the mermaid curse of Rod, if he doesn't like I guess get his fallen. I don't know why I can't. Words. Viorica, yeah. If you can't get Viorica to fall in love with him and marry him instead, then he apparently dies, I think. I mean, that's what, I mean, we already knew that, just from knowing the story, but also, I guess, Sir Mithros kind of like, confirmed it, because he heard it from the witch herself. That's what will happen. Yeah. So is he happy with just, letting himself die so Viorica can just get married? I mean, it's kind of weird because how about they just don't get married? You don't have to get married. It's inconvenient for taxes, maybe, but you don't have to get married. You can just, it's very symbolic. It's a very symbolic thing. They can just, live together and be, symbolically married, but not, literally married. I don't know. Yeah, wouldn't he just be fine with that? I don't know. And again, he would just keep his curse for all of eternity, but that's better than dying, I feel like. I don't know. Well. And we can ask him or confront him. I mean, both of these things are the same, I guess. But, I guess, when I think of Lucette, I think of her as a little bit feisty, She's the type of person, because her old personality is, it's still in her. She's getting better. She's getting, I guess, gooder, not as, evil. But I feel like, Lucette is probably, still the type of person that would just get to the point. She's not afraid to get to the point. So I'm probably just gonna confront him. I'm not gonna be nice about it. Is this how you really want things to end? What are you talking about? Have you even thought about what your family will feel after they find out that you lied about your curse? You were going to die when Viorica gets married tomorrow, am I right? That's why you told me there's nothing I could do to help you break your curse. Because there really is nothing you can do to help me. Viorica will never return my love. I already accepted my fate a long time ago. Lady Parfait was the only one who insisted I find another way to break that curse. Because she refused to give up on you, and I would not give up on you either. I've been aware of another way to break my curse from the beginning, but I would rather die than do what it is I need to do. Do what? Have you not read? Rod's voice trails off when he sees my confused expression. He clears his throat. Forget it. There's nothing more you can do. The reason I never told anyone the truth of my curse is because I never wanted anyone to blame themselves for not being able to help me. I was already a lost cause the moment Viorica really fell in love with someone else. I could never take that happiness away from her. Rod becomes silent, his gaze downcast. The vulnerable expression catches me by surprise. Again, can't Viorica just technically just not have the marriage, At least give him up some time to accept his death, I don't know. But then again, it's magic. It's magic shit, Probably, even if she doesn't get married, he'll probably die anyway, Because the point is not that she's literally getting married, it's more so that she's all in love with someone else, like that deeply, that he'll never have a chance ever again. I don't know. But then again, people change. I don't know. Will the relationship work out? I don't know. Maybe 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line. I don't know. We might like get a divorce and you can just go in for the rebound. And that's what the term was trying to remember. Rebound. I remember now. That's kind of what we're doing, by the way. Lucette, anyway. Lucette's going for the rebound. Maybe, huh? You should have told me about your curse a long time ago. How many times must I repeat myself? Telling you about my curse won't change the outcome. I could have tried to help you. Why are you so insistent on helping me? Because I care about you. Yeah. My face warms up when the words escape from my lips. Rod also flushes. What are you saying? That I'm worried about you on Emmeline's behalf, of course. I don't want to think her to think that I let you die. Yeah, totally, baka. Rod lets out a deep sigh. Just stop talking. You are no in position to tell me what to do. Lucette. There's a hint of a warning in his voice. Now you better let me help you, or... My words are cut off when Rod presses his lips to mine. You know, it's kind of cruel when you think about it, because he's probably gonna die soon, so... I don't know. It's only a brief kiss when he pulls away, his usual somberness has returned. I told you to stop talking. I can only stare back at him, baffled. Rod, you do realize you just kissed the princess and also your sister? It's kind of weird. Rod looks at Sebi, then at me. His face colors once more. He steps back and his lips press together. I'm sorry. Without any warning, Rod turns abruptly and stalks out of the room. Sebi falls from his shoulder and falls to the ground. But Rod does not notice in his hurry to leave. Oh, okay. Hey, you need that. Where you going? You need that thing. You need Sebastian. I stare after him in shock. I can't believe he just ran away. I walk to where Sebi is and kneel down to pick him up. Oh, you're right. I'm fine. Thank you, princess. Sebi tilts his head to the side. Oh, that Rod. I wonder when he will start acting like a man. Suddenly kissing a girl like that, so unromantic. I think about the warmth of Rod's lips, press it against mine and flush again. Rod might not say much, but he has a lot going on in his head. Thoughts he doesn't ever want anyone to know. I don't want to speak on his behalf, but I know he really does care about you, princess. He's just a little standoffish, as has a difficult time showing his emotions. He's a sensitive boy like that. Take it from me, I'm always in his head. I care about him too, but what will become of my feelings once I break my curse? I will return to being his stepsister when this is all over. No, this is no time to mull over such things. I'm sorry for asking this of you, princess, but can you return me to Rod? That boy is useless without me. The exasperation in Sebi's voice makes me smile. Sebi acts like Rod's older sibling. Of course. When Rod does not open the door, I knock again. Rod's eyes widen as soon as I see him. His face flushes a dark crimson. I'm here to return Sebi. Rod nods before slowly taking Sebi from my hands. Thank you. Be careful not to drop me again next time. There's a hint of a smile on Rod's face as he taps Sebi's face. Sorry. He looks so much more at ease when he smiles. Rod faces me again with an apologetic expression. Lucette, I really am sorry what I did earlier. You don't have to apologize, or apologize as well. I mean, either way makes sense. Well, let's just be Canadian. It was my fault for talking too much. Well, now you should stop insisting on helping me. I refuse. Otowaru. Rod sighs. You really are stubborn. That makes the both of us. The hovering silence becomes more pronounced as we both stop talking. You said you wanted to talk to me about something you discussed with Lady Parfait. Yes. I meant to tell you that Delora will be here tomorrow to investigate. Now that we know Sir Alcaster is not the witch, we have to start our investigations over. Actually, about that, I know who the witch is. You do? It's Sir Mithros. He's the real witch. Sir Mithros. So when Sir Alcaster was throwing around accusations last night, they were true. Sir Mithros is already aware that Delora has been investigating the palace. We need to warn her. Then I will send Lady Parfait a quick message. We need to keep our guard up around him too, especially you. I'm sure he already knows you're the Crown Princess. I nod in response. For now, we should wait for Delora to show up tomorrow. But it's getting late. You should go and get some rest. Rest? Get some race. Just like get on the car and just do a Mario Kart race. I don't know. The moment he says the words, I realize that he's correct. My eyelids are heavy. You're right. I think I shall take my leave. Good night, Lucette. Good night, Rod. Moments after Rod closes the door, I hear a familiar voice whispering in my ear. I see. You know, maybe we shouldn't be left alone. Maybe we should spend the night with Rod. Because we're alone. Something might happen. I jump back in surprise and stare at him with wide eyes. This palace isn't very safe considering the witch, that we've been suspicious of this entire time is literally just around. Sir Mithros is leaning casually against one of the pedestals. So that's where the prince disappears to every now and then. I had no reason to care for her, but now I see it. If my guess is correct, he isn't also in league with the Lucius Bearer. When I do not answer, Sir Mithros smiles and shrugs. Well, it does not matter. I glance around us and notice a green shield from earlier. Once again, no one will hear this conversation. Now that the prince has confirmed your doubts, what will your next course of action be? You want to help him break his curse, yes? Rod may have given up on breaking his curse, but I refuse to do nothing. From the way Sir Mithros is taunting me, he must know some other way to break the curse. Rod will not be happy about this, but I need to use whatever means necessary to save him. Do you know how to break this curse, Sir Mithros? Ah, I will assume you have not read the full fairy tale if you do not know, yes, Princess? I know. Tell me. Mithros cocks an eyebrow and waves a finger at me. Do you not realize by now how witches work, Princess? I propose a deal. I will help you, but you must help me with something in return. Uh-oh. Help you? If you're planning on betraying the king, I have no plans of taking the crown or harming any members of the royal family. What? Then what is it you want from me? I prefer keeping you in suspense. I do enjoy surprises. You will find out the day after tomorrow. That's your 18th birthday. I look at him perplexed. Why does it have to be on my birthday? Don't worry, Your Highness. What I request from you will also make a pleasant gift. What do you say? I bite my lower lip as I consider. I'm worried about Sir Mithros' request, but I no longer have time. Eureka's marriage is tomorrow, and Sir Mithros has the upper hand. I understand. Good. Now remember, dear Lucette, witchers are bound to their oaths. Oops, I didn't do that. I'm just so kept in suspense. I don't know. I'm just pressing random buttons because I'm pretty sure Mithros is gonna screw us over. We don't really have a choice either. Right? Yeah, I'm making an oath. I don't know. In order for the prince to regain his voice in life, something must be taken by force, just like in the fairy tale. What does he mean by that? Tell me what I must do. Oh, I did forget to mention this, but it is not you who must act but the prince. What if Rod could help himself? He already would have done so. Please trust me, Princess. You will have my aid. I will make sure the prince's curse is broken. Okay. Ominous. Is he a good guy? I don't know. I don't think he is. He's not, right? He wants the Tiny Brown Bearer to be, just like the previous queen. So I don't know. He might do something that might turn Lucette turn into the ultimate evil, Today is Eureka's wedding day, and also the day Rod is destined to die. Oh no. Just casually say that. Sir Mithros explained his plan briefly last night. He told me that he would have a valuable item delivered to Rod that he would need to use to break his curse. He further explained that it was something he would need to use after the wedding. I tried to question him further, but he disappeared before I could, saying that he needed to start his preparations. I did not completely trust him, but running out of time, I have no choice right now. I don't know. I have a bad feeling about this. The royal family has left the palace to attend Viorica's wedding. It is unusual for the king to attend another noble's wedding, but Viorica is an exception given that she is one of Ron's and Emmeline's best friends. Despite Sir Mithros' reassurance, I am still restless. Sir Mithros told me that everything will be alright, that Rod would not instantly die the moment Viorica got married. But why must his involvement be reserved for a time after the wedding? Why does he not act now? Someone looks like they're in a bad mood. Laura suddenly stands before me, smirking. Her appearance shocks me so badly I nearly drop the dishes in my hands. What impeccable timing. We've heard from the prince about Mithros. No wonder I was iffy about the man. I should have realized he was a witch. Do you know him? Yes, I do. Laura walks closer and places both of her hands on my shoulders. Listen to me, princess. I'm warning you. Stay away from Mithros. You understand? That man is a sly devil. He cannot be trusted. I take a deep breath to still my rapidly beating heart. Yeah, sly devil? I mean, yeah. Pretty much. I hope I will not regret asking for his help. It's too late though? By the way, Laura, I already made a deal with the devil, so... Oops. A princess, I need you to promise that you will stay away from Mithros. Yes, of course. Good. For the time being, I will resume my investigation. If I'm lucky, I'll find out what Mithros hopes to accomplish. Actually, he's not in the palace right now. He went with the royal family to attend the wedding. A wedding, huh? How unusual. I can only assume that he must be there at the wedding to help Rod. Well then, better make use of his absence while I can. I'll see you later, princess. When I'm left to my own thoughts, my mind returns to the issue of Rod's curse. Sir Mithros mentioned a similarity with a fairy tale, which means I may have a chance of finding out more. I decide to go to the library when I have time to pick up the book. I am now on my way back to my quarters when a book in hand when I see Rod walking toward me from the other side. His eyes are fixed on the floor, so he does not notice me as I approach, rather. Rod? He's still alive. Does that mean Sir Mithros has succeeded? Oh, it's just you. Rod's voice still comes from Sebi. The realization instills a deep fear inside of me. He's still cursed. How much time does he have left? Much to my surprise, Ron actually smiles at me. The smile is forced, however, and does not reach his eyes. He looks crestfallen. Hey, how was the wedding, by the way? You know, you're like a childhood friend that you fell in love with and then saved, but then you kinda got NTR'd, you know, and you sacrificed like your voice and everything, but you never got what you wanted, you know, and for all this time you've been suffering. Hey, how was it? Or are you alright? I don't know, I feel like just saying this would be better. Are you alright? I'm fine. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. But I'm tired, Lucette. So for tonight, I just want to rest. Good night. Without waiting for my answer, Rob begins to walk away. A strange heaviness hangs in my chest. Why do I feel like this is the last time I will see him? But I glance down the book in my hands and slowly open the last page of the Little Mermaid fairy tale. I start reading from the section where the mermaid's sister explained how to get her fins back. Take this knife. Before the sun rises, you must plunge into the heart of a prince, and you will be a mermaid once again. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, that's what happened. Because the prince married someone else, in order to escape from the witch's curse and just turn to a mermaid again, is what she sought the help of the other the mermaids, I guess, right? Mermaid sisters. They say to just kill the prince, right? And then that will break the curse. However, we'll see, I guess. I wonder what Rod will do. The book falls from my hands and collapses to the floor. I stare at it, dumbfounded, and I wonder what Sir Mithros gave to him, right? I'm gonna guess it's a knife. Wait, this means Rod needs to kill Viorica? Then the item that Sir Mithros mentioned earlier, could it be the knife? I need to find him. I turn and start running in the direction of Rod's room in hopes that I will still be able to catch Sir Mithros there. When I come to the end of the hallway, however, it is not Mithros who stands by Rod's door. Emmeline? Emmeline is slowly walking in the direction of the throne room. Her movements seem oddly mechanical. I rush toward her. Princess Emmeline, where are you going? Must go to Rod. Why is she going to the throne room? Rod is back in his room. My eyes catch on something shining in Emmeline's hand. Knife. My heart nearly stops when I see that it is a knife. Emmeline, what are you? If he kills his beloved with his blade, his curse will break, and he won't die. It's as if she's in a trance. Is Sir Mithros doing? Is she under one of his spells? Emmeline, snap out of it! Emmeline starts walking again, ignoring me. When I try to approach her thinking to steal away the knife, the shadow suddenly comes to stand between us. Varg looms in front of me, smirking. Where did you come from? Let me through, Varg. No can do, princess. Don't you want to save the prince? I look at Emmeline, who has not even turned to glance at us. I glare at Varg, who is still standing in my way, grinning. Step aside, Varg. Feisty. You are a far more interesting princess than your stepsister. I try to sidestep, but Varg follows my motions. I try again and again, but he just thwarts. I can't say what. Thwarts? Is that how I say it? Thwarts? I don't know why I think that's wrong. Thwarts my progress. He stops me. He holds his hands up in the air, eyebrows raised. Tell me, what would you do if I did let you go? Would you stop him from killing the girl? Oops, accidentally. The mouse will tell me now when time she can go. Rod will never kill her. He would never do anything to harm the person he loves. He refused to do it, and he has no reason to do it now. Varg is silent for a few moments as he considers. Interesting. He steps aside and bows. Go ahead, then. You are letting me go after all that. Well, I would like to see this play and end as it may, without any strings attached. Okay. Silent farewell. I don't. Is someone gonna die? I mean, obviously, maybe Viorica, but I don't know. When I push open the door, I find Rod kneeling down. Emmeline lies on the floor in front of him, unconscious. Emmeline. She's fine. She's just asleep. Something glitters in Rod's hand. Even from a distance, I know that was the same knife Emmeline was holding earlier. Out of the corner of my eye, I see someone slouch against one of the pillars. Viorica? I rush to her side and sigh in relief when I see the gentle rise and fall of her chest. She's still alive. How did she get here? It was Sir Mithros' plan. I remember walking back to my room after talking with you. I blacked out when I came to, I was already in here with Viorica. I've already checked on her. She seems to be under some kind of sleeping spell. M came in just a few moments ago, passed me the knife, and then simply collapsed after begging me to kill Viorica. I think M is under a spell as well. Rod glances down at the knife in his hand, expression glassy. M almost convinced me. She pleaded that I not leave any of them behind. It's not as if I want to die and leave my family, but... He stares at the knife for a few moments, then curses as he slams his fist into the ground. I can't kill her. Why would Sir Mithros want me to do this? Guilt floods my chest, making it difficult to breathe. I was the one who asked Sir Mithros to help Rod. He said he knew how to break his curse. But I did not realize that in order to break his curse, he needed to kill the person he loved. I relied entirely on the story Emmeline told me, and that was my biggest mistake. I should have read the full fairy tale. I could never kill her. Such a shame. Sir Mithros emerges in the shadows, looking at us with disappointment. To break his curse, Prince Rod must kill his beloved with the knife his sisters brought him, just like in the fairy tale. Oh yeah, I guess sister, mermaid sister, yeah, I guess makes sense. Mythos turns to Rod. And here I thought that your sister might be able to change your mind. You're after all supposed to do this of your own accord. I was wrong. I should have underestimated your stubbornness. Casting a spell on you would have solved this problem entirely. Why are you doing this? Well, Sir Mythos shifts his gaze to me. Rod follows his gaze to me and raises his eyebrows. There's no use to lying to him now. I asked Sir Mythos to help me break your curse. You what? I didn't know you were meant to kill Viorica. Rod shakes his head, his face marred with disappointment. Anyone who tries to help me will inevitably make things hard for me, Lucette. I wanted to help you, Rod. I've already made up my mind. If you really want to help me, then please, respect my decision. Please. Shame, and here I thought I would be witnessing a dramatic finale tonight. Sir Mythos starts to walk away. I'm about to chase after him, but then I realize there's nothing else we can do. Rod has made his decision. I feel my heart plummet as I slowly nod at him. So, there really is no other way. I could never break my curse like this. Viorica was my first love, and my good friend. And besides that, my love for her faded a long time ago. She's been replaced. You've been my beloved for quite some time already, Lucette. But it doesn't matter, does it? I will die soon. Rod, I feel a heavy weight on my chest, as if some force is crushing my heart. I'm sorry. I promised myself that I would save your life, but I failed. I blink back, tears are brimming in my eyes. Rod stands, then moves over to stand before me. He places a hand on my cheek. You've done nothing wrong, Lucette, so please, don't blame yourself. What did I expect to happen? Even if Rod had killed Viorica today, he would have carried that burden for the rest of his life. Not because I asked the witch to make him do something he did not want to do in the first place. Rod reaches for Seppi and places him in my hands. Once the clock strikes 12, I'm going to disappear. It's really a shame that I'll be disappearing on your birthday. It would have been nice to celebrate this one with you. Oh. He's gonna, like, snap. Thanos snapped. Disappear into the oblivion. Promise you'll take care of my family for me. There must be another way. You cannot just go yet. I'm sorry, Lucette. I cannot even bring myself to consider what's happening. Panic engulfs my senses as I stare at Rod, who's becoming translucent. He's literally just, I'm not feeling so good, Lucette. He really is just being snapped away. Oh no. Rod, you are... If only I could be with you and everyone else just for a bit longer. Despite the fact that his words waver, when Rod looks at me, his smile is bright and warm. His vision blurs as tears gather in my eyes. I like you, Lucette. If we had more time together, I think I would have grown to truly love you. In the next instant, his body has dissolved into soft orbs of light. The light gathers in the air and begins to fade. So sorry. Okay, I guess the end. Dead. I wonder if that's the bad. Is that the bad end? Yeah, it's the bad end. Oh yeah, got the bad end. Amazing. No Tiger Dojo though. I don't know why it always lags, but I guess whenever there's like these effects. Well, he's dead. Let's try that again. I don't know. I guess we have to start from the very beginning in that case, because I assume in order to get the good ending, we need to get all of the good points with him. I got some points with him, but I guess not enough. That's why I probably need to start all over. It'll be faster this time, though, I assume. And there's like a right choice indicator, basically like a flash every time we choose the right decision. So it'll probably be like a lot faster. Let's see. Raw, common route, Raw. I guess we can start... Where do we start, actually? We can do this... Yeah. Technically... Fast forward. Yeah, so who should I ask? Rod again. We already did this, though. Skip. Wee! Skippy! The power of skipping. This is where the visual novel part comes in, where we just skip a whole bunch. Right? And this Fritz. Hey, who's this? I don't know. Is it like a Varg, maybe? We did see like a black hair kind of guy, right? Or, well, I don't know, actually. Or maybe I do recognize him. Anyway. I'll try the rod route again. So we're gonna skip, sad ending. He dies, get Thanos snapped. But what we're gonna try this time is to not let him get Thanos snapped. We're gonna save him from Thanos. If possible, by collecting the Infinity Stones. What's this one? I can't remember. What are you doing here? What are you doing? Let's tell the truth. I'm here to break my curse. I know why you're here. What are you talking about? I'm not here to hurt anyone, so stop accusing me. Okay, yeah, good, right choice. You're telling him the truth, basically. Always blazing in his eyes. Shouldn't be here. Time for this. Bye-bye. Go get wrecked. Well, I can't skip you, so I guess this is technically. I'm just gonna assault her. My job to attend her. Excuse me. She must. And then we skip. Wee! Woohoo! This, it's fast work. Well, let's skip to the next choice. Oh, we can do that, I guess. I wonder what the difference is. I mean, skipping is still pretty fast. I don't know. Just gonna keep saving. I basically just choose the right choices every time, basically. So, last time we still him wrong. Let's go outside, because he went outside, right? Well, my time might be better spent trying to improve Rod's opinion of me. If I could get him to tell me precisely what I've done wrong, I can make up for it. Yeah, do a good deed. Bye-bye. Excuse me, I'm gonna go, hang out with, the prince. And then against the wall. Oh, new CG. Yeah, we didn't see this before, I think. I think so, anyway. Rod sighs in annoyance. Why do you keep on following me? Well, tell me how to rectify whatever wrong I have done to your family. This again? I cannot help but scowl at Rod's answer. You spout all this nonsense about goodness but refuse to help me. How's that good? Well, you haven't given me any reason to help you. What? You're not serious about genuinely learning how to be good, then I'm not interested in helping you. Maybe I can catch him off guard by bringing out his response in the toy shop just now. Well, fine. Then I will make normal conversation. Who is Vairika to you? Has she done something to hurt your family too? Vairika is your childhood friend. She's not like you at all. Or, is that that? Oh, right. Vairika is a childhood friend. She's not like you at all. Oh, then why are you acting so cold to her? You obviously did not want you to be inside that shop. Ra looks away from me and absently kicks a pebble on the ground. Yep, another right choice. That's none of your business. I sigh in disappointment of Ra's reaction. Ready to go? Okay, skip. Okay. Here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go again. Well, actually, I should just save it here, I guess. I just make new saves just in case. We have a lot of save slots. Why do you not want me to break your curse? I remember. Was that the right decision? I can't remember. I don't think that was. Let's choose this one instead. We sneak out of the castle and we're here. And why do you want me out of the palace? Well, the further away you are from my family, the better. I glare at him. Your reaction is completely unwarranted. I'm trying to make up for what I've done in the past. Only because you're being forced to. Why should that make any difference? Besides, I'm still willing to help you break your curse, even though it appears you not want to. I do not realize the anger inside me at first, and then I notice that my hands are fists and I'm shaking. Okay, again, that was the right choice. Let's skip some more. Oh, no. Okay, and then technically new thing. Lower size, nothing. Okay. Why is it gonna be so secretive? Tell him off again? I believe that gives us points. Right? I assume. I assume so? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not actually. Can't remember, does it? Oops. Did I rewind or something? I don't know. Okay, let me reload then. Maybe, yeah, telling me off, at least at that point, probably a bad idea. So let's say slide it. I clench my fists and take a deep breath to try and calm myself, because this is when we were like moving stuff, you know, and then he caught us. I would not stoop to his level. He's the one being cruel here, not me. Okay, yeah, so we don't get in an argument with him, I guess. This time. I gotta take responsibility if you get hurt. Yeah, probably me. What are you doing here? Okay. Same thing, basically. Except we don't, you know, we don't like make him upset. I mean, obviously we accept, I guess. Help Emmeline. By dancing with her brother, yeah. I mean, we're gonna do that. Or, well, I don't know, did we get some points for that? I can't remember. I didn't see the right choice indicator. We got a CG though. What happens if we refuse? Oh, even if I do agree, I doubt Rob will even want to dance with me. Well, you cannot learn how to dance by watching someone. You have to practice the steps yourself. But if you need a break, you just say so, Em. Only for visuals, sorry to make you uncomfortable. Let's continue practice. Here's me on the host of the hand. She's asking me? What? Ron leans close and speaks in a low voice. Play along, this is just for Emmeline. Oh, okay. Actually, refusing actually makes us closer, ironically. Okay. A lot of I guess unintuitive decisions. You know, you do the thing that you wouldn't think would make them closer to you, but it actually does. Actually curious about your dancing, princess. I'm surprised when somebody's on his wrist with me. Oops, sorry, Rod. Okay. I know that does not let you mean as many, but it's a little too much. Fine, just this once. Okay, the same thing. Otherwise, the same thing. Do a little dance. Stuff happens. Okay, this part. Point out her mistake, criticize her, or give her the correct answers. Can't remember. Man, either way, I guess. I think, yeah, this one maybe this one is better. Well, that flute is for champagne, the others was fair. You know, because she was doing, like, you know, dining etiquette. You know, again, we're just skipping around doing these scenes, I guess. It's kind of like disconnected, but yeah, it's like there's dining etiquette. You know, instead of criticizing her this time, we're just, you know, you just point out, you know, a little bit more gentle this time. Oh, right. There are two more. The other one is for juice, and the other glass is for dessert wine. The dessert wine glass will only be used during the dessert course, and the juice glass is only used when juice is being served as a course. Otherwise, it's placed next to the water goblet. I see. I see Ross staring at me out of the corner of his eyes. His lips twitch before he turns back to his sister. It looked like he was about to smile. Okay, yeah, so he's happy that we're being gentle instead. And what are these for? Now I puts out row of forks in front of her. Well, you use those every day, Your Highness. You should know the answer. Emmeline points at them as she rattles off names. Dinner fork, fish fork, salad. Correct. You know so much about etiquette too. You're incredible, Lucette. Yeah, okay, this time we're not, you know, just, you know, being more friendly. Okay, chapter 5. You're skipping, skip. He asked me, are you okay? I think by saying I'm fine actually does give us points. I'm worried about you, Rod. Yeah. Ironically, by saying we're fine makes, I guess, Sebastian review his true thoughts, you know? Okay. Leaning against the wall. You talk to him or stay with him? I think I don't remember my decision, actually. Again, because we're at the toy shop again, he's like staying outside. I guess stay with him. So I stand next to him. Maybe you company? Maybe you don't look like, well, I'd rather be here and listen to the girls talk. When did you start listening to each other? You know, that's a good like a good tactic actually. You know, not to force someone, especially if it's something they don't want to talk about. You know, just let them have the option to talk about it. You know, that actually persuades them. You know, to actually be more willing to talk about the thing they don't want to talk about. Ironically, because it's their decision that's doing it. You know, you're not pressuring them. You know, into revealing something they don't want to reveal, respecting their privacy. You know, anyway. Now we're gonna tease him a little, I guess. I believe that also gets us points, yes? Whee! Woo! Yeehaw! Okay, what's this? We're going back to the castle, I believe. Important, like, to my sister. I think I thanked him last time. How would we compliment him? Who would have thought you were actually capable of being nice? That's a little sarcastic, isn't it? What? Was that supposed to be a compliment? Yes, you're always so grumpy. I don't even think I have seen a genuine smile on your face before. I can say the same for you. All birds of a feather flock together then. The Rod stares at me, dumbfounded. I cannot help but smile at his expression. Do you really dislike the fact that we're so similar? Rod is staring at me wide-eyed. You just smiled. I did not. Rod thinks your smile is pretty. Yeah, okay. You two really are the same. I take a deep breath to calm the erratic beating in my heart, going toki 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 toki. Wait for you to break it because it kills someone probably, or at least prevent Viorica's happiness, which is not what we want. Okay, I believe. Well, actually, a lot of times I didn't tell them, the truth and all that, but maybe we should actually. No. Tell them. Sir Outcaster knows I'm the princess, okay? And everything, tell him the truth. You don't believe me, eh? I said I didn't. I don't blindly accuse anyone. Yeah, hey, being honest. There's a meme which you see, yeah. But I'm just like, reading most of it, because most of it is, always repeated, so... Unless it's like really new dialogue, I don't read out loud. Oh yeah, we can make him feel competitive. I'm not here to judge you. Which one was it? I feel like maybe this one. I don't know. I can't remember. It feels like this was the best. How happens if I say I'm not here to judge you? Why else would you be so keen on watching me? I'm mostly curious. Curious? I want to know how good you really are. And yes, you are judging me. I hold up my hands and say that. I should not be scolded for being curious. Why not just a little more desperate how talented you are? Rod stares at me for a few minutes before letting me take my hand. Now stand my feet. Okay. Actually, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that gives us points. Maybe by being competitive, we do get points. I'll make sure I'm a better dancer than you. I can be a little smug. Maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, we do get points by doing that. We gotta be a little, a little competitive, Gotta be a little aggressive with him, Because he's so, I don't know, I guess it's because his personality is so selfless, always not wanting to, burden others, you gotta be a little aggressive and tell him it's okay to, indulge in some of his desires sometimes. Don't tell them or tell him about what happened. I guess, those who were insulted the queen, I thought the lecture was in order. Oh, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion. What? I narrowed my eyes at him. Something like this can't be held. That rumors are unavoidable. Wish for... I had to wish for it to be like a prince, I guess. Okay, that didn't get us any points, though. That didn't give me any points. No points. Turns out telling the truth is a bad thing. Don't tell the truth. No, nothing. Because then Viorica would just talk for us. I don't know if this gives us points either. I don't remember. She stood up for the queen when she didn't have to. We'll let someone else, testify to our, behavior instead. There's nothing, yeah, no points. I don't know. Well, but then we still get points here, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. Fairytale curse. Mythros. I think, yeah. Be truthful to the queen, that gives us points as well. And tell him off. What are we telling him off for? Oh yeah, because he's being distant, I guess. What happens if we say, I think I told him off before. Can I say nothing? What happens to say nothing? I feel abruptly tongue-tied when I come face to face with him. It's likely that my telling him off will result in some kind of altercation, and that would not be good. What? The better things to do than be gaped at. Rod turns away from me. I'm left to stare dumbly after him. What's wrong with him? Why do I feel sad? Actually, maybe no. Okay, maybe we do have to be, again, aggressive. Oh, what was that? It didn't play the sound. Okay, yeah, we do have to, like, again, confront him, basically. We need to, like, do more confrontation. Generally is how we, sometimes, I guess. I guess early on you're not supposed to confront him too much, but I don't know. Angry. Like, what, like, this is issue. Do we get angry with him and that's get us points, or maybe not? I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. So that doesn't get us points. So sometimes we have to, confront him. Sometimes we don't. I don't know. Rod is a complicated man. Something aches deep in my heart at Rod's coldness. Please. Start so strongly, please tell me. We've been partners for months now. But barely. Yes, I know that's an unusual partnership, and that most of our helping each other has been subtle, but I'm only one good deed away from breaking my curse, while you seem to be no closer to breaking your curse from when we started. I will do whatever I can to help you with your curse, Rod. Please, let me help you. Okay. This time we just don't get angry. Sometimes, I don't know, I feel like sometimes we get angry and it works out, sometimes we don't. Nothing you can do. Dread settles in the pit of my stomach. Will he actually die? I mean, yeah, he did. Kind of like he disappeared. Whoosh, whoosh, snapped away. This must be something in my voice that makes Rod stop because he turns to look at me. Please stop running away from this. What will knowing the answer achieve, Lucette? Though Rod's words are harsh, his tone is soft. There's nothing anyone can do. Okay? Leave it alone, Lucette. It's for the best. Okay, that was like slightly new dialogue. Then you can skip again. And then he comes in, and I guess warn him a line because the fact that we warn his sister makes us, get on his good side. We help his sister. He likes the fact that we're helping his sister. I guess stay side because we don't want to friend zone him, right? We want to friend zone. Okay. No. Okay. Let's continue. I was thinking that maybe we skip new dialogue or something. I don't know. Ask him this time? Is it true that you will die when Viorica marries Decimon? You see, you're still stuck on the same theory. Have you been snooping around again? Please answer my question, Rod. And if I am, why do you not want anyone to help you fix this? I don't need to tell you everything, Lucette. His voice is now soft, his expression tired. Okay, so that doesn't really do anything. Instead, I will confront him. You don't want things to end? What are you talking about? You're lie about your family, and then you're gonna die, and it was gonna be sad. No, I guess either way, it doesn't matter. Oh no, it does get points, I don't know. I know it's because of the decision, or we get points either way. And save again, so many save slots. I'm gonna have to overwrite these save slots when I do the other routes. There's a lot of other routes, so I wonder how the story changes. Does it change a lot? Probably, because we do interact with Rod like a whole ton. Like the fact that we're staying in the castle as a maid and everything, that's already like very different. I imagine if we chose the other guys as partners, I mean, this visual novel was probably pretty long, longer than the typical like kind of like one-shot kind of visual novel. But they're probably shorter than like something like Fate Stay Night. Fate Stay Night is probably a lot longer. So I'd say it's probably like a medium-sized novel, Anyway, I apologize as well last time, sumimasen, gomenasai. How about we just say you don't have to apologize? I don't know, I feel like it's the same thing either way, but I know you not intend to do that in the first place. The truth is, I actually was off. Suffice to say, I'm not supposed to feel this way about you. What exactly you're feeling? Rod flushes deep red before turning away. Don't ask me such an embarrassing question. Yeah? I'm about to leave when Rod suddenly grabs my hand. I turn to face him. Lucette, this is the first time I've heard him say my name so warmly. I just want to... I can almost hear my heartbeat ringing in my ears as I stare at him with anticipation, but Rod says nothing else. Rod eventually releases my hand with a shake of his head. It's nothing. I cannot help but feel dejected. Good night, Lucette. Okay? That's the same. Mythos comes like, hey, how about you make a deal with the devil? So, like me. I'm the devil. Yeah, make a deal with me. Haha. And last I said, are you alright? And they were gonna give us an answer. So how was the wedding, by the way? I quickly clamped my hand over my mouth after I asked the question. Oh, Rod just saw the person he loves getting married today. I already know how he feels. Yeah, that's why I was like, that. I was feeling like you shouldn't say that, but... I apologize. I should not have asked that. Rod looks at me surprised, then to my shock, he starts chuckling. Why are you laughing? You look like a criminal caught in the act of a crime. I apologize for trying to be sensitive, Your Highness. Without realizing, I smile back at him. It looks like Rod has finally learned to converse with me normally. I hope this will not be the last time I see him smile like this. I'm tired, Lucette. I will now retire for the night. Rod looks at me again and smiles. Good night, Lucette. Okay. Without waiting for my answer, Rod begins to walk away. By the way, Emily has a knife, and he's here. And, oh. Okay, chapter 10 is different this time. Alright, we are in new territory, I believe. And hopefully this time, we will not be Thanos snapped into, you know, oblivion. I stop in my tracks when I see Sir Mithras standing just in front of the main door to the throne room. He looks at me expectantly as I approach. Sir Mithras. Good evening, Your Highness. Such a lovely night tonight, isn't it? Only half an hour left before you will turn 18. That's a really creepy way to say it. Without any context, that's really creepy. I guess even with context, it's still pretty creepy. I don't know. Do not forget our deal, Princess. Come midnight, I will be requesting your aid in exchange for helping the prince break his curse. I clench my hands into tight fists. Helping the prince break his curse. Rod killing someone is not what I wanted. Sir Mithras puts a finger to his lips. Oh, you wouldn't want to attract the attention of the knights, would you? There will be quite a bit of explaining to do then. I glare at him, then take a deep breath and lower my voice. You did not tell me that breaking Rod's curse meant killing someone. Oh? But I am only honoring my end of the deal. Perhaps you should have done your research before agreeing. The grin on his lips never wavers, but I can see amusement in his eyes. I relied entirely on the story Emmeline told me, and that was my biggest mistake. I should have read the full fairy tale. But now it seems you finally know the full story of the prince's fairy tale, To break his curse, Prince Rod must kill his beloved with the knife his sisters brought him, just like in the fairy tale. Sir Mithras continues to smile at me. I realize I'm speaking slowly, like one might speak to a child. So condescending. No, wait. I start to realize that Sir Mithras is purposely drawing out this conversation to stall me. I need to go. Mithras does not stop me when I slide past him to open the doors to the throne room. The first thing I see when I enter the throne room is Rod. He's standing in the middle of the area with Emmeline in his arms. Is she alright? Rod gently places Emmeline on the throne. He leans down to look more closely at her sleeping face, then reaches down to take the object in her hand before he faces me. I can see the metallic glimmer in his hand, and I know that he's holding a knife Emmeline brought with her. Where did she even get this knife? He pauses to stare at it, then turns suddenly, eyes widening at some sight in another part of the room. I follow his gaze to the corner of the room, where Viorica floats in midair. In midair? She wasn't flying before. Her eyes are closed, her hands clasped, as if she is just sleeping. Viorica? But how? It's such a pleasant surprise, isn't it? Sir Mithras walks into the room with his hands clasped behind his back. You! Good evening, Your Highness. Is this your doing? Sir Mythos just smiles at him pleasantly. Rod only glares back at him. Guards! Sir Mythos clicks his tongue and chuckles. My apologies, Your Highness, but no one will be able to hear you no matter how loud you shout. Not even your witch friend will hear anything through my magic. He knows the lore is here. I glance around the room and notice that Sir Mythos has created his silent green barrier. This is the same magic he used yesterday. Now, let us get back to the matter at hand. You are running out of time, Prince Rod. It would be a shame to see you perish here after the princess went through the trouble of asking me to save your life. Lucette, what is he talking about? The princess didn't want to see you die, so she asked me to help break your curse. Sir Mythos spreads his arms, gesturing toward Emmeline and Viorica. And so I've been kind enough to set the stage and gather its actors for what I hope to be a wonderful finale. I can't help but wonder how this fairy tale will end. Why would you do this, Lucette? I did not know it meant killing Viorica, I swear. That's why I came here, to stop you. I told you so many times there was nothing you could do to help me, and yet you still refused to listen to me. Because I refused to let you die. Can you not see that you're important to me, Rod? Oh my, what a scandal. Lucette. I turned to Sir Mythos and stared daggers at him. I asked you to help Rod. Why did you have to involve Emmeline in this? It was a necessary requirement that the princess be the one to give him the knife, Your Highness. It was, after all, the mermaid's sister that brought her the knife to kill her beloved. So that's how she knew all about this. She came here crying and begging me to break my curse because she didn't want me to die. I almost wanted to do it. But I could never kill someone. That is why I will always refuse to break my curse, even if I really want to live. Perhaps I miscalculated. Oh well, this can be remedied. Sir Mythos waves his hand. His fingers begin to glow subtly with magic. Ow! What are you? Rod. A faint green glow surrounds Rod as he doubles over. What are you doing to him? What I should have done to begin with. The witch who cursed him said that he must do this of his own accord, but seeing as he refuses, I'm going to bend the rules slightly. Rod stands abruptly and begins walking towards Viorica. The knife in his hand glistens beneath the patches of scattered moonlight in the room. A princess, he's going to kill Viorica! Stop this, Sir Mythos. Where's Delora when we need her? I run toward Rod and wrap my arms around his waist in an attempt to stop him. But whether through magic or his own strength, he continues onward. I end up being dragged behind him. Stab it, grabbing his waist. Just like a child grabbing onto their parent, being dragged out of the mall or something. Rod, snap out of it. Rod, no! I must kill her. His gaze is so glassy and his words so mechanical that he sounds nothing like himself. No. Mythos, stop this. I'm ending our deal. My apologies, Your Highness, but not even I can dispel my magic once it has been casted. It will only fade of his own volition once what needs to be done has transpired. That, or perhaps in the most unlikely circumstances, the prince will simply shake the spell himself. Though Mythos's words are apologetic, his expression is anything but. In fact, he looks amused by it all. Not so fast! Okay, who's this? Well, Laura? A crimson ball of light rushes towards Mythos. He waves his hands through the air and is barely able to conjure a shield to protect himself from Laura's magic. Laura. It wasn't exactly easy to find you all, especially with the silencing spell. It was such a nuisance. That's not important. Help me stop Rod. Frost slowly appears beneath Rod's feet. It spreads up his legs, freezing him in place. I sigh with relief as I collapse on the floor. My arms are sore with the effort of trying to hold Rod back. Mythros clicks his tongue as he faces Delora. I don't believe you were invited to this play, traitor. Whee! It's just magic, pew pew magic. Light gathers around Mythros' hand. Moments later, he releases the energy toward her. Delora in turn conjures a barrier, successfully protecting herself from Mythros' magic. I always did fancy myself a party crasher. Still to think you were alive this whole time. Myth? Myth? His real name. Not much of a, Mythros, Myth. You could have thought of like a better, alias. You think? I don't know. His real name. He's one of the Tenebrim's bearer's servants. This person was my mother's servant. It's kind of obvious, yes. Allow me to correct you. I am her only faithful servant. I'm nothing like that ungrateful bastard who betrayed her to the fairies. Who's he talking about? Well, whatever it is you're planning, forget about it. There's no way we're letting you get away with it. Oh, well, do try your best. But first, a reminder. I am the superior witch here. Energy crackles in the air as sparks begin to form around his hand. While this spell is taking longer than his other spells. I notice Delora's worried moments before she's able to cast a shield on herself. Oh, this is not good. Mythros releases the bolt of lightning in Delora's direction, or bolts of lightning anyway. Zap! The impact causes both the shield and the ground to shudder. Delora! The smoke clears and miraculously, Delora stands unharmed. No sooner has a sigh escaped my lips than another frightening sound echoes across the room. It's a loud crack, and I realize that it's coming from Delora's shield. Everything after that happens in a blur, and Delora is still trying to hold the shield up when Mythros casts another spell at it. It shatters and the magic seeps through and hits her directly. Delora! Really now? Have you forgotten the most important lesson in defense magic? Always conjure another shield after being hit by another spell, or, oh, I do apologize. Perhaps I did not give you enough time to cast another shield. How thoughtless of me. Delora lays on the floor unmoving. Delora! I'm about to rush to her side when Mythros moves to stand in front of me with a malicious grin on his face. It will do you no good to be in denial, princess. How could you? How could you hurt another witch? It is not a crime to destroy a traitor. He looks back at Delora with clear disdain, then he sets his eyes back on me and raises his eyebrows. It is foolish of you to try to stop this. You wanted this, and I will not allow you to renege or deal. A renegade? Renege? Renege? The prince will break his curse, and you will help me. Help you? Yes, I went to great pains to make sure Alcaster kept you safe, just so you could repay me. You said that you made a deal with Alcaster to borrow the knight's assistance. And what would I need a knight's assistance for, dear princess? I never needed the knights. I just needed Alcaster to keep you safe. I would have gotten rid of him myself and wasn't sure the king would eventually find me. So this whole time you were only trying to keep me safe. To use me. Use is such a simple, ugly word. Remember, I just want you to help me. Princess! I turn around and realize that Delora's spell on Rod has faded. He's now only a few feet away from Viorica. Rod. I force myself to run toward him as fast as I can manage. I will not let you to kill anyone. I do not know what I must do to stop him, so the first thing that comes to mind. I put myself between Rod and Viorica, just as he's about to plunge the knife into her. A princess! Oh no! Well, my body is racked with pain the moment the blade sinks into my shoulder. I collapse to the floor and hold on to my injured shoulder. I can feel my blood seeping between my fingers. You fool! You could have easily been killed! I do not care, I love Rod. I will not let him do something that I would regret for the rest of his life. I cringe, Tears cloud my vision as the pain worsens. I wonder, Mithral seems worried. Again, he always says, I'm doing this for you, princess. I don't like our mother. I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to, is he being genuine, when he says, he's using the princess to help him, Like, I'm helping you to help me to help you? Or is he, all he cares about is keeping her alive so that he could use her power, maybe, because she's, the mother's offspring, I guess. She probably inherits some of the power of the old queen, and well, we'll see, I guess. Lucette. I feel Rod's arm around me as he cradles me to his chest. I look up at him to see that his eyes are fixed on my bleeding shoulder. Rod looks at me with anguish. He grabs a handkerchief from his pocket and presses it to my shoulder. I can't believe I did this. I stare in shock as his lips move. It's not Sebi speaking, but him. Oh, okay. His curse is broken, I guess. He killed his lover, which is Lucette, I guess. Your voice. You broke your curse. But how? The bright light envelops us, and for a few moments, I have to close my eyes against its brightness. I reach out to grab my necklace, but it's gone. I open my eyes in panic, but the necklace is definitely not there. Oh, there's our, I guess, third good deed. Lucette, the glass slippers. I glance down to see a pair of smooth glass slippers on my feet. There we go. Glass slippers. I imagine glass slippers are not very comfortable, though, I don't know. You broke your curse by breaking mine. I hear the sound of shattering glass, and I turn to see Mithral staring at a broken vial. What is that? Frost has begun to form at his feet, and is now spraying up his legs. What is happening? Always have a backup, as they say. Seems like you're the one who always forgot, or you're the one who forgot the basics of combat. Never turn your back on an opponent unless you're sure that they're dead. That happens in every anime. The villain always gets overconfident and then they, do a surprise attack, and then no, he's dead. Your bloated ego does wonders in turning the tide of battle. Laura is now back on her feet and walking towards Mithras. She dusts her off her dress as she moves. Laura is unharmed? You, but how? Did you really think I forgot to conjure under the shield? The frost has now made its way up to Mithras' neck. Inconceivable. Inconceivable! No, inconceivable. A lowly witch like you could never cast this powerful a spell. Laura gestures at the glass shards on the floor. Well, that's where Parfait's new special potion comes handy, and makes my magic more powerful. The second most basic lesson is to never underestimate your opponent. Looks like you are a terrible pupil. Mythos opens his mouth to speak or perhaps to scream, but by the time he opens his mouth, the frost has completely devoured him, leaving him nothing but an icy sculpture. Oh, he's dead. Or maybe not, I don't know, he's just frozen. I guess he could die if we just, I don't know, just smash the sculpture and then he just, explodes into a million pieces. I have a feeling, though, we're not gonna kill him. They're probably gonna send him to, I don't know, witch prison? It's Azix, magic prison? Delora, Lucette is... Has her bleeding stopped? I think so. I cannot make out what they say after that. My world starts spinning and everything starts to blur, so I close my eyes. I feel Delora's hand on my forehead. The warmth relaxes me somewhat. We've got you, princess. Hanging there, Lucette. My body becomes heavier by the second, as I lean my head against Ra's chest, and then I feel myself falling into never-ending darkness. And then we die. No, okay, no. When I open my eyes, the first thing I see are the soft rays of sunlight seeping through the window. It's just a stab wound, it's fine. Though I guess his curse got technically broken because he plunged the knife into his lover. I guess that's all. You don't need to kill him, just plunge the knife and that works, I guess. I don't know. Everything works out, coincidentally. I am in my own room. I attempt to sit up and cringe when I feel a sharp pain in my shoulder. I reach out to touch it, only to realize that it has been neatly bandaged. Despite the injury, my body feels oddly light, stronger than it even was before. Isn't that always the case? Every anime, a non-lethal wound is always in the shoulder. It's fine. You can stab the shoulder, you're completely fine. Not like you're gonna get severe damage or hit any important nerves that won't heal, I don't know. I remember. I placed myself in front of Viorica to stop Ra from hurting her. But where did this energy come from? I don't know, maybe it's because you're now the Tenor Bearer and you have like ultimate, super evil magic. But, as long as you're not evil, you can use it for good, I guess? I don't know. The door opens, Emmeline walks in with a tray of food in her hands. She stops when she realizes that I'm staring at her, and nearly drops the tray in her rush to stand beside me. Lucette, you're finally awake. I was so worried about you. I'm so sorry. This was all my fault. What are you talking about? It was mine, not yours. I remember bringing the knife to Rod, but I can't remember much of what happened before or after that. Just that, when I woke up in the throne room, I saw that you were bleeding in Rod's arms. I thought you were going to... The rest of Emmeline's words break to pieces as she begins to cry. I'm so sorry for forgetting about you. Okay, yeah, because the curse is broken. Now everyone just remembers. Now I was wondering, how did that happen? Does everyone just suddenly remember, I guess? I guess so. I made you work too hard while you were my personal maid, and... I shake my head with a sigh. It was not your fault I was cursed, Emmeline. But I look at her tear-stained face. She was not at fault yet here she is crying. She really is a good person. I spread my arms. Lucette? I turn away, suddenly embarrassed. You look like you need a hug. Oh yeah, that's what we were trying to do? Like, awkwardly open our arms and then... Oh, wait, no, okay. Emmeline stares at me for a few moments. I'm about to reconsider when I suddenly feel arms around me. I'm so happy. I hug her back and stroke her hair. I cannot help but smile at the warmth that spreads in her chest. Thank you. Emmeline pulls back, her face full of concern. What will happen to you and Rod now? I saw how close the two of you got, and I saw how Rod looked at you last night. Wait, last night? So today was... my birthday, and the day I become the bearer. The reason I feel so strangely energized? Oh. Emmeline walks up to one of my doll shelves and picks up the doll she had placed there months ago. Happy birthday! I meant to give this to you earlier as a surprise before you were... cursed. Anyway, I know it's not as pretty as the other dolls from your collection, but I hope you like it. It's beautiful. Thank you. I take the doll in my arms as a knock sounds on the door. Come in. The door opens and Rod steps inside. His eyes widen when he sees Emmeline. Oh, I was just about to leave. Emmeline slides off my bed and heads for the door, but before she closes it, she turns to us once again. I know how complicated this will be for the both of you, but I want you to know that I will support you. So my lips are sealed. And just don't worry about, it's kind of like weird that brother and sister, but you're not blood related. I don't know, whatever. Emmeline winks before finally closing the door behind her. There's an awkward silence in the room before Ra approaches me and sits on the edge of the bed. How are you feeling? It still hurts, but I'll be fine. What's wrong? I'm just not used to hearing your voice from your own lips. You still have Sebastian, though. I don't know. Oh. But I see you still have Sebi with you. Well, I've grown too fond of him to completely set him aside. He's helped me through a lot. Bummer I can't read his thoughts anymore. There was never any need for you to do that in the first place. Is that so? Ra shakes his head and sighs silently. So what happened last night? How that you were able to break your curse? You did not kill Viorica. Well, in the original fairy tale, the little mermaid could retain her humanity only if the prince loved her back. Though it never happens in the fairy tale, it's still an element of her curse. But still, because the prince never fell in love with her, the only way the mermaid could live was to kill him. I fell in love with you unknowingly, when you told me you loved me as well last night. That broke my curse. Okay, that's what happened. Okay, that's just how it works. It wasn't like he stabbed her and then somehow that, by a technicality, broke his curse. It's just that his prince turned to someone else. I feel my cheeks turn warm. Ra coughs, his own cheeks flush. You solve all our problems with the power of love. Amazing. So there you have it. The Little Mermaid never had a fairytale ending, but I did. I never had to kill Viorica. But because my curse started with Viorica, I assumed it had to end with her too. It turns out that the person I loved just needed to love me back. I was mistaken. It never needed to be Viorica. I see. We stare at each other for a few moments. The awkward silence returning, I change the subject as quickly as I can. What became of Sir Mythos? Well, Laura brought him back to Lady Parfait. She's the one who will probably punish him. He will get a big old spanking. And what of Viorica? Laura returned her to her home yesterday. He does not remember anything that happened. Oh, everything is back to how it was then. Back to being my stepbrother. I cannot help but feel crestfallen at this truth. Blood binds, but so do sibling bonds. Rod and I can never have what either of us want. I don't want to forget these feelings I have for you, Lucette. If I had never made a deal with the witch, then maybe we might actually be able to be together. But had you not been cursed, our paths never would have crossed. I reach for Rod's hands. He laces his fingers through mine with a small smile. I love you, Rod. I love you too. Amazing. But Rod leans forward and kisses my cheek. I know. 1 month later, and then they totally bang anyway, right? Ever since I broke my curse and became the new Tenebrarum bearer, I've been training on a parfait to Laura so that I can learn to control my newfound powers. As I use these powers to take over the world. I never wanted this responsibility, but it's a burden I was born into. It is necessary to help maintain the balance between light and dark that has been missing for so long. Now that I am the new Tenebrarum bearer, Parfait wants the two of us to work together in maintaining that peace. Oh, okay. Well, back to fancy royal clothing. I do not wish to cause any more pain or suffering to the people, especially to the people whom I cherish. Sometimes I still wonder what Sir Mythos wanted me to do for him, but that is not important anymore. Probably Sir Mythos just wanted us, Lucette to be the new queen, right? As the old queen. Just take her place, basically. But now that won't be the case, at least for this route. I don't know if Sir Mythos actually succeeded in or succeeds in the other routes, but maybe we'll see. I don't know. I'm probably going to explore those later. I still have much to learn right now. As the new bearer, my priority is to get rid of the fairytale curse once and for all. For the time being, everyone at the Martian waits patiently for the day that I will learn to lift their curses. Since everything transpired, my relationship with Ophelia and Emmeline has improved. Emmeline is fond of calling me the best sister, even though I am the only one she has. The best sister. My relationship with King, however, has yet to be mended. I'm doing my best to open up to him and to give him a chance, but the efforts are slow going. I do not ask why he acted the way that he did in the past, but I know that in order to move forward, I must let go of the past. It is finally time. I've been waiting for this all day. I head back to my room to change my dress into something less conspicuous. Afterwards, I head into town and into the forest for my designated meeting. Sacred meeting? It is a relief that the king allows me to leave the palace on my own. I wouldn't have been able to come here with guards. I guess me being the Tenebrarum bearer puts him at ease. If the title reassures him and allows me to come out here on my own to meet Rod, then I'm not complaining. Rod still uses the secret passage he always used to sneak out of the palace. Emmeline knows about our secret meetings and helps cover for our disappearances if necessary. It makes me happy that Emmeline approves of our relationship, that we do not have to keep it a secret from absolutely everyone. At first, Rod and I both attempted to keep our distance without making it seem too obvious to everyone around us. Though Ophelia seems to suspect something is going on between the two of us, she does not ask questions. And she approves as well, probably. She literally did tell us that before. Emmeline was not happy with our decision. She said she felt terrible that we had been forced to let go of something so precious on account of our titles. She was right. More than that, it was difficult for the two of us to deny our feelings for each other. In the end, we came up with a solution. Even if it's temporary, we decided to secretly meet up in the forest every once in a while so that we could be together without any pretenses. Even just for a little while. When I catch sight of Rod, I run toward him and throw my arms around his neck. I feel Rod snuggle his face into the crook of my neck. May I have this dance? It's gonna be a little romantic, romance, and so cheesy. I take Rod's hand and begin dancing to a silent song. The first time I danced with him, it was to prove a point. It was when neither of us even liked each other, but in a few months we just become like the lovers. Isn't it always? I mean, it's better. I mean, in other animes, in other visual novels, the main character becomes lovers in the span of like a few days. At least this took at least a few months. So I mean, it's better than that. I remember this as I stared at him. What? Is there something on my face? I was just remembering how much you hated me back then, and now here we are. I mean, that's kind of like a cliche, you hate each other, but then as it turns out, you love each other. I mean, he sure loves the toy of us. I smile at Rod. Just for a little longer. I want to be by his side. I do not know how long we can keep this up, but every day I wish for the same thing. It kind of reminds, I don't know, just a random thought. Like, he has blonde hair, green eyes. Actually, he kind of reminds me of like a male saber, basically. Or at least, King Arthur, In a way, it kind of makes sense. I mean, well, not make sense, but like, in a way, it kind of parallels with Fate Stay Night for some reason, because in the Fate route, obviously we romance Saber and everything, and we learn more about like the lore and stuff, right? We learn more about the lore and the world and stuff. So in a way, like this Rod route also teaches us, the general like how magic works, how the curses work and everything, kind of like introduction to how the world of this visual novel kind of is. I wonder if later on is it going to be the same thing, are we going to go through the same kind of themes, do we learn again with the Ten Brown Bear and everything, or is it going to be a little bit more different, similar to Fate Stay Night? That's what I'm just thinking. I don't know, we'll see. I wish that I can live my life openly loving Rod, but too bad, unless you elope, I guess. I mean, that could be a thing. I mean, Emmeline could just be the queen, and we could just fuck off and like. I wonder, would that dream ever be possible? Is it credits time? I'm gonna listen to the credits. Amazing. Yay, credits. There you go. That's the Rod route. There is 5 routes though. So I'm probably gonna explore them as well. I mean, I probably will. I mean, we already did the first route. I feel like we should do more, And I believe if you do at least like 2 routes, if for the first like 2 routes of the third available, then you unlock the last 2 routes as well. 2 boys, I guess. You unlock Fritz and the other person, I guess. And kind of, again, do them in order, and then you learn more and more about the world. I do wonder though, is it? I don't know. I read some reviews on Steam, and saw a little bit of discussion about this game. People say, it does get more good, The story itself here is, just the Rod route itself, that could just be its own visual novel, right? Already. And it's okay. Again, interesting world, fairy tale curses and everything, and magic and everything. It's kind of funny how ironic her situation is. She starts off as like a stubborn, snobby princess, but then, it's the classic tale where she learns to just be more open of her feelings and not be, evil by interacting with more people and having sympathy for the common masses and whatever, blah blah blah. It's a decent story. No, it's not bad. I want to learn more about Mythos, actually. More about Mythos. I don't know. He seemed like an interesting villain. Kind of obvious he was a villain from the very start, but I'm always interested in those type of villains who act like masterminds. I wonder if he's the same villain in the other routes as well. I don't know. Dicesuki. It's a pun, because dice, but also Dicesuki is like love in Japanese. Big love, I guess, if you translate literally. Alright. Got achievement as well. I can't really see it, but I got my Steam list. I got achievement. So there you go. Oh, you see his face right there. And again, I don't know why this main menu. I don't know why it's laggy. Why is this laggy? For some reason, it's like I don't know, like maybe like vertical sync or something. There's no like vertical sync. Like there's no like real graphic options available, and like especially in like a Renpi visual novel, you don't expect to need graphic options. Oh well. Alright, but there you go. That's That's first of 5. So probably next time I'm gonna explore the other routes. Most likely, you know, unless I want to do something in between. But yeah, I'm kind of invested because I really do want to know. Like, does the plot go deeper than this? Does it go deeper than simply a Lucette, you know, trying like finding love and you know defrosting her whole like ice princess persona, right? You know, that kind of thing. Does it go beyond that, or is it always the same story? Or well, as I always say, we'll see. I say that a lot, don't I? I say that again, I guess. I say that a lot. We'll see.